Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers in London. Today I'm looking at a book which has come to us from Ashgate Publishing Limited. It's an important book in its own field and very, very contemporary with what we're facing today with social media and the expansion of the internet. The title of the book is Consumer Protection and Online Auction Platforms, with a subtitle Towards a Safer Legal Framework, and it's been written by Christine Riefer. The book's available as a hardback and as an e-book, and my wife Elizabeth and I have written a review of this book, which is on the web and in the journals. Do have a look at it. And we only review books which are of a high quality and directly relevant to us as practitioners or academics. And the title we've given it is Online Auction Platforms, an analysis in depth of the legal issues and a must-have purchase for international and information technology lawyers. And that's what the book is. Here it is, a hardback, this one. It's part of the Markets and the Law series from Ashgate. You can see the hardback there. There is the spine, which you can see there. Then at the back, you've got quite a lot of information about the book. It runs to something approaching 250 pages. There's a very detailed index at the back. I've opened it, guess where, at eBay, which I think is one of the areas we'll be talking about in the review. Now, if we have a look at the front of the book, you can see here that the actual front section, it lists Markets and the Law, the series of books which are there, and that's the actual front page of the book itself. Then we get into the main part of it. There's a very nice dedication, which I'd just like to point out from the author. I'd like to mention the dedications. There's information there about how to find the paper electronically, the book electronically. Then there's the contents section there. Do have a look at the preface. There are 7 chapters and a conclusion. Then you've got bibliography and then the index. There are only a few cases, but they are mentioned there. And after that, we've got a few statutes based again on the country of origin, United Kingdom, European Union and so forth. Then after that, very useful abbreviations list, as we always really have to have today with IT matters. Then a short preface. She says, when I first became interested in the subject matter of this book, Online Auctions, popularity was exploding and eBay dominated the marketplace. Since then, online auctions have undergone many transformations, and that's really why this is going beyond what everybody will probably associate with online auctions. Then we start an introduction itself. You've got some paragraph numbering there, which you can see, and of course you've got, as you can also see, footnoting all the way through. If we open it in the middle again, you can see a little bit of footnoting. Then at the back, as I've said, you have the index. Then you actually have very detailed bibliography. Websites right at the back with the bibliography, and then before that, the basic bibliography that's been used. Christine's done a superb job in referencing all this material. This is a very important book for contemporary society, without any doubt, because of the way at the moment that this particular area of consumer activity is going. This is what we say anyway about the book. You might say that online auction sites are wonderful. The popularity of sites like eBay, for example, over the last decade and a half, has become a phenomenon of our times, as the rarefied world of the auction has been made accessible to everyone worldwide, anytime, anywhere, whether on laptop, iPad or mobile. All of which is fine, except that when something goes wrong, thorny legal problems can arise, primarily involving issues of consumer rights, and that's really where the book comes in. What is difficult for the IT lawyer, however, is the relative scarcity of books on the subject, specifically of online auction platforms. So Ashgate have come to the rescue. It's a relatively recent phenomenon. These online trading sites have been largely overlooked by legal scholars and in the opinion of Christine Riefer, misunderstood by legislators. Well, it won't be the first time, will it? All this explains why the publication of this book by Ashgate should now be welcomed with open arms, and we certainly do. As evidenced by the meticulous footnoting and the astoundingly lengthy bibliography, the book presents with clarity and verve an enlightened exploration of the legal regime applicable to online auctions in Europe, with the emphasis throughout on consumers' rights. The author's rigorous analysis and recommendations, however, would be equally applicable to most or all other jurisdictions. Indeed, the author examines a range of jurisdictions, providing useful comparisons, and in so doing plugs an important gap in the existing academic literature on this subject. A quick trawl through the table of contents, which we looked at, the 7 chapters, promises a fascinating read, starting with a short summary of the long history of auctions from ancient Babylon to contemporary online sites. Subsequent chapters deal with such issues as the legal classification of auctions, the control of pre-contractual information, the right to withdraw, the control of unfair contract terms, and much more, including the liability of intermediary online auction sites. And the book's listing of statutes and of cases from a number of jurisdictions is something an education in itself, as I showed you earlier when we looked at it, especially when you note the numerous references, for example, to cases involving eBay and a lot of top international brands. Also note the wealth of references to this and other prominent online players in the index at the back. The book, by the way, is one of the latest titles in Ashgate's Markets and the Law series, and there's a full list at the front of what this series is about. Under the scrutiny of an impressive international editorial board, the series concerns itself with the way in which the law interacts with the market through various forms of regulation and the influence of regional and international organisations such as the European Community, the EU, and of course the WTO. With its thorough, therefore, if I can conclude by saying, with its thorough and extensive analysis of this particular subject, enlivened by its largely practical approach, which I think is actually very helpful, this book is an important addition to Ashgate's series. For academics and for IT lawyers especially, we think that this is a pioneering work in an emerging field of law, and therefore a brilliant find. So thank you very much indeed, Christine and Ashgate. The publication date is cited at 2015. Let's just have a quick look at the book to conclude. There it is again. Interesting cover. I can't quite work out the cover itself. There's the spine and then there's the back. It's a heavyish book actually. Nice papers. Nice paper used. The right to withdraw from online auctions right in the middle there. And you've got the footnoting. Lot of assertions which are justified throughout. The control of pre-contractual information on online auctions. As I say, this has been a very thorough survey by Christine, and I do welcome it. Let me just show you again the list of statutes. You can see they are structured by country, and you can see the various countries involved even there. And then, of course, right at the back, you've got Australia and Canada. And do remember, of course, that the index at the back is actually on page numbering, not on paragraphing. And in fact, the paragraphing which is used, you can see it's used there, is actually not overused, you'll be pleased to hear. I'm very pleased with the book. Thank you very much to all the people involved in it. It's an excellent contribution, and I'm sure this subject is going to appear again. So thank you, and wait for the next instalment. Bye-bye.